A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on Channel 1 MTV. Taking a look at your headlines. Government decides to make the use of plastic crates mandatory for transporting tea leaves. The medical faculty of the Gujarat University closed. Iranian president welcomed in Venezuela. Now for those stories in detail. The government has decided to make the use of plastic crates mandatory when transporting tea leaves. Deputy Minister of Plantation Industries Earl Gunasekara noted that this step was taken to ensure the quality of Sri Lankan tea. The Deputy Minister noted that the relevant regulations have been created in this regard.
In the coming months, it will be made mandatory to use plastic crates to transport tea leaves. Because through this, the damages to tea leaves that result in tea leaves left to waste will be minimized, and also to ensure the good quality of tea in order to obtain a better price. We hope to make it mandatory in the coming months. We will carry on no matter what obstacle arises. We have already discussed the matter with the farmers. Meanwhile, the law to make it mandatory to use plastic crates when transporting fruits and vegetables will be implemented from the 15th of this month.
Well, the medical faculty of the University of Gujarat has been temporarily closed. Registrar of the university, A.G. Karnaratna, said that this decision was taken after taking into consideration the current situation at the university.
Today, the Vice Chancellor summoned a special meeting. All the Dean and the senior staff of the medical faculty review the present position of the medical faculty, and for the benefit of the students as well as the university, the medical faculty, it was decided to temporarily close down the medical faculty. No academic activities are conducted in the medical faculty until further notice. All the students should be vacated their residences, leave the premises before 6 o'clock on today.
Well, however, the Satyagraha launched by the students is being continuing today as well for the second day opposite the Salipura Medical Faculty. Meanwhile, the Satyagraha launched by the students of Sri Jawadanapura University is being continued for the fourth day today. Well, in some related news, police media spokesperson SP Ajit Rohana says that the Nugegoda Magistrates Court has issued an order to evict students who are still at the University of Sri Jawadanapura. He added that the order was given based on a request by the university administration and after the Mirihana police made submissions in court. The police media spokesperson elaborated on this issue.
The authorities of the Sri Jawadanapura University had taken a decision to terminate the sessions of Jawadanapura University since yesterday. So thereafter, it was reported that some students group were still staying there. So therefore, the authorities had informed the police to take action. So thereafter, Mirihana police had informed Honorable Magistrate Gangodavilla and requesting an order to remove the students from the university premises. So thereafter, this morning, Gangodavilla Magistrate Court issued an order to remove the students. Now the police is taking action to hand over this court order to the authorities of Sri Jawadanapura University to be given to the students who are staying in the university premises at the moment. So if the university students do not adhere with the instructions given by the court, and if they don't comply the court order, so the police will take action to remove them accordingly.
Well, Prime Minister DMZ Ratna notes that if development is to be brought about, everyone should work together. The Premier expressed this view while attending an event held in Thummodara in Kegal.
The event was organized to commence construction work on the Samadhi Buddha statue closer to Thummodara Sri Veera Maha Bhadrakali Botri in Kegal. The Mahasangha, politicians and the area residents attended the event.
අපි සියලු ભેදවල වලින් තොරව කෝප එකතු වෙලා ක්‍රියා කරන්න ඕන. දේශපාලන ක්ෂේත්‍රයේදී
We should all work together devoid of differences. In politics, a political party can have its own vision. But when it comes to developing our economy and religious places, we should all try and cooperate. It is through this that we can achieve development. Most of the time, individuals in groups send a negative message and try to sabotage the development programs. This has always been there throughout the world.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to collect all unusable currency notes. Superintendent of the Currency Department at the Central Bank, CPA Karnathilaka, said that it has been decided to collect small currency notes in the denomination of 10, 20 and 50 rupees.
Now, when we take a currency note, actually it is something that is widely circulated among people. And when we use clean notes, now if you take dirty note and a clean note, dirty note doesn't give a pleasant impression to the user. But if you have a clean note, you always have a pleasant feeling. And the other thing is dirty notes are the transmitters of infectious diseases, because a dirty note can easily capture the diseases. Now, considering all these importance, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka is planning to implement a national-wide program. It has three different aspects. The first things we are trying to do is we are trying to educate the school children. Now the schools have branches of banks, so we are going to have a program where the school children can bring low denomination dirty notes to their respective schools and submit them to the bank and get clean notes. The other one is, now we know Sri Lanka has so many economic centers. Now in the future we are going to have a system where the bank branches in those places will provide customers with clean notes and collect the dirty notes.
Well, the Ministry of Health says that over 10,000 hotels, bakeries and restaurants have been subjected to inspections, part of the rating program for food sales outlets. Director of the Environmental and Occupational Health of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Anand Jalal, noted that 1,000 outlets have been given the A grade.
Health Ministry is conducting a program to grade the food establishments such as hotels, bakeries and tea boutiques. Our food and drug inspectors and public health inspectors are in the process of inspecting these institutions and grading their quality, and by now about 10,000 establishments have been examined, and the process is continuing, and by now about 1,000 A-grade institutions have been recognized, and the process will continue till all the food establishments are examined.
Well, still in local news, the government RUA, the Doctors Association, states that its members will refrain from work by obtaining sick leave. Secretary of the association, Dr. G. Hevage, stated that this trade union action is being taken as no proper solution has been given to their problems. It will be continued until their issues are resolved. When we contact the Deputy Minister of Indigenous Medicine, Pandu Bandaranayake, in this regard, he stated that steps will be taken to hold discussions with the association in order to provide solutions. Well, 5 vehicles have collided in the Hatharekano area in Paliyakoda at around 9:30 this morning.
The vehicles involved in the pileup include 2 lorries, 2 cars and a van. According to our correspondent, a lorry that was transporting cement from Trincomalee had first collided with a car. The injured have been admitted to hospital. The police stated that the vehicles involved in the accident had been removed to clear the road for traffic.
A wild elephant has killed an individual in the Arabukka area in Katuweva. The victim, S.T. Tilakaratna, is a 65-year-old area resident. He had been attacked while he was keeping watch at his Chena cultivation. A person who had seen the victim's body at the Chena this morning had informed the Hambantota police. In sports news this afternoon, well, Githme Silva of Mrs. College, Colombo, won the Under-18 Table Tennis Championship organised for international, private and semi-government schools. MD Pires of Trinity College won the Boys' Championship.
The tournament was worked off at the Lalit Atulat Mudali College Indoor Stadium in Mount Lavinia. Githme De Silva from Muses College battled it out against Devani Vigosena, also from the same school. Githme showed her skills during the first round, taking a lead 11 points to 4. She went on to take the second round as well, 11 points to 8. Meanwhile, MG Pires of Trinity College Kandy battled it out against PMSY Tennakone of St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia in the boys' encounter. He went on to win the game 11 points to 4 and 11 points to 8.
Well, with that, we wrap up this edition of Lunchtime News, but be sure to join us on all updates. Until then, take care.